Hi Gemini, welcome to your tarot reading. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. Either way, thank you so very much for being here. Thank you for sharing your energy with me. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to pull a traditional Celtic cross spread. Whatever message comes out is what you need to hear at this time. I've set that intention with my guides and with this deck. So if you are here because this message is in your feed, then this message is for you. And if you are here because of the title, then this is definitely for you. So let's get into the tarot and see what Spirit has for you. So be sure and like the video. Definitely subscribe if you enjoy the messages. And all of your interactions really help to grow my channel, but they also push the messages out for others too. So I really appreciate you guys doing that. Thank you so much for all of your interactions. On the bottom of the deck, we have the devil energy, and the devil is like a toxic energy, right? So this can be self-sabotaging behavior, right? Like addictions, thought patterns, behaviors. This can be like a toxic environment that you've been in, toxic people, places, things, right? So this is, just really needing to set yourself free from any constraints or self-sabotaging behaviors, right? Maybe environments that you've been in. So the present situation is the Judgment card, and the Judgment is about awakening, right? This is like accepting lessons, accepting situations, and then moving forward, right? Judgment is like these people are literally waking up here, awakening to this archangel, right? So this can be about like surrendering and then releasing, right? And letting go of the past and moving forward, right? You could be going through a spiritual awakening here, but, this could also be, you needing to release anything that you're holding on to here, right? Maybe learning from this toxic cycle that you've been in. You could have been in a karmic cycle and now it's time to release that and move forward. So the blockage is the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is very compassionate. She's very creative, very intuitive energy, right? So with this in the blockage, this could be you literally blocking your creativity here, right? Maybe being a little closed off and not having compassion, not being emotionally open, right? And that's probably justified when you've gone through some kind of toxicity, right? Especially if this was, toxic work environment, toxic relationship, that can kind of have you shutting down, right? Your emotions. And, you may be like overly cautious or suspicious of others too because of a toxic cycle. So just really needing to open up more to your intuition will kind of help you to move through this awakening, this, this judgment, this rebirth, and this releasing things. Maybe you are, kind of not having compassion and releasing people, places, things. Maybe, having judgment on others, which again, it's total normal human reaction when you've gone through a toxic cycle here. So the root cause of this is the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles is about hard work and productivity, right? This is really honing in on your skills, really focused and dedicated, working really hard in order to advance, like in your career, working really hard on a relationship and putting in all of this effort and feeling like maybe it's gone unnoticed, right? Maybe you've put in too much work, right? You're overextending yourself, whether again, that's in a work environment or in a relationship. Maybe you've really been putting in too much and now you're kind of feeling burnt out or feeling unappreciated. Like people don't see all of the hard work that you're putting in here. And this could be like people pleasing tendencies too, right? Especially with that devil, like that toxic self-sabotaging behavior. And, again, no judgment because you have the judgment here, right? Don't judge yourself or others for this, right? Like, I've gone through a cycle of that myself, people pleasing. You feel like you have to put in all this work, you have to do all of these things, jump through all these hoops to get people to like you, right? And really kind of needing to change that mindset and free yourself from that. So in the recent past, what is affecting this situation, we have the Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups is about abundance, success. It's about emotional fulfillment and being emotionally satisfied here, right? So this could have left you feeling very emotionally unsatisfied. And, it's kind of needing constant validation and recognition. And, again, those people pleasing tendencies, like really needing to, people to say that you've done all these things, or really wanting people to see all of the work that you've put in here, right? But whatever this situation was in the past, it's not emotionally fulfilling, right? It's not filling your cup. It's not making you happy. So I feel like there's, this need to release that and move forward here. So the advice from your spirit guides or your higher self, we have the Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords this can be like a really negative card, right? Like self-sabotaging, again, with that devil. This can be about deception and sneakiness, right? This can even be like self-deception. Like, don't deceive yourself, right? Don't lie to yourself, right? Because again, with the self-sabotaging behavior, you could really be deceiving yourself on how you show up in relationships, or how you've, been judging yourself or others from the past. And I just feel like you're really blocked off emotionally, and you could be needing to do things differently, right? Because this is also a card of being strategic. I feel like you need to do things differently. There is like this rebirth energy, this moving into a new cycle, doing things in a different way, moving into this new cycle, right? Like you've liberated yourself, you've freed yourself from these people pleasing tendencies, this overworking, and people not valuing you. And now it's time to show up differently, right? Whether this is work or love relationships, could be in everything, right? A lot of times we have people pleasing tendencies in all aspects of our life, but I feel like this is you really needing to see things for what they are, and then doing things differently going forward. So in the immediate future, we have justice, and justice is about truth. This is about balance, right? This is karma, like karmic balance, and the universe coming in here to really seek justice, and then balancing things out for you. So this can also be like a need to see the truth or accept the truth of a situation, right? This could be a legal situation, right? This is my card for like legal situations and things balancing out, needing to kind of speak your truth here. So if you're dealing with a legal situation, this could be that in the immediate future. This is also just you speaking your truth, right? And balancing out. They have this sword up here with it, which is the sword of truth, and then the scales, which is balancing things out. I feel like when you speak your truth, that's what's going to help things balance out here, right? Doing things differently than you've always done, not letting people devalue you in relationships, and speaking up for yourself. Speak your truth. What do you want from this relationship? What do you expect out of a relationship, right? Realistic expectations, but you really speaking your truth on situations, and whether, again, this is at work or in relationships. I feel like that's just you really speaking up and speaking your truth here, being honest with yourself and with others here, right? That's what speaking your truth means, being honest with yourself and with others, and accepting that. So in your feelings, we have the Eight of Wands, and the Eight of Wands is about forward movement, right? This is things moving forward, taking some kind of quick action. It's also about communication, going with the flow. So I feel like you feel like you need to communicate, or you want to communicate. Maybe you're feeling more comfortable with communication now that you've, left this people pleasing tendency behind here. But But I also feel like maybe you feel like you want things to move forward quickly. Like you're ready for forward movement. And it's also about swift movement. Like all of these wands are going in the same direction. So it's like a smooth, quick movement here. And I feel like you really want things to move forward and you really want to move on from whatever this situation was or situations. This could be a pattern that you were repeating that you're really needing to close out here. So in your environment, the influence here, we have the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is communication. This is information. This is learning something new. So I feel like there is some information coming in here or learning something, right? So this could be you learning this lesson, right? Getting those intuitive downloads, that intuitive messages, right? This doesn't even have to be information from other people. This can also be like a different perspective, right? You finally understanding this lesson and then seeing it from a different perspective. But it's definitely like some kind of learning or gathering of information here. So I feel like you could be learning maybe even how to, speak your truth in situations or really kind of assert yourself in an honest way here, right? That could be like what you're learning. So in your hopes and fears, we have the Six of Wands. And the Six of Wands is about recognition. This is about being seen and, being surrounded by those who support you. So I feel like you're very hopeful that your hard work will pay off. Like there is some kind of victory and recognition, whether that's just in yourself or by others, right? Like maybe you're hoping to get some kind of recognition for all of the hard work that you have put in here. Especially after you speak your truth and you're honest, maybe you're really hoping for some kind of victory in a situation here, right? Again, that could be like, being seen at work, being seen for all of the effort that you've put in, maybe, being recognized by a partner or family members, right? Like this doesn't even have to be just work and love. This can be those around you in your community. And by you acting differently and learning how to maybe communicate differently, learning how to speak your truth and be honest about things, you're really hoping that people will see you for who you are, right? Like maybe you haven't felt seen or valued in past relationships. And now like you're very hopeful that this will help people to see you for who you really are. So the potential outcome here is the King of Swords. And I love this because this is air energy, right? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So this is like you really kind of taking your power back here, right? Whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter. The King of Swords is very decisive and he is that really good leader. He has very good logic and very intellectual, right? So I really feel like this is you stepping into that powerful authority in your life and then, trusting your intuition, trusting your voice, again, speaking your truth, communicating, right? These are all aspects of the King of Swords. Like he is very honest. He's very truthful. He's very assertive, right? The healthy masculine energy of that is like really being that authoritative figure and really like using your emotional intelligence, remaining balanced in your head and heart, right? So I really feel like this is like, that's really awesome because it's very like a self-empowering type of reading for you. Like really stepping into who you are again, right? Ending some kind of toxic cycle and freeing yourself from past experiences, right? Maybe you felt disempowered in previous situations and now you're just really speaking your truth, being honest, and finding yourself again. I absolutely love this reading for you. I think this is amazing energy, especially with you as the potential outcome, right? That being authoritative and stepping into who you are and taking control of your life again. I really love that. I think that's amazing energy. Very self-empowering. This is a very good energy. I feel like there's just, maybe learning something, learning how to speak up for yourself, right? With this Page of Swords, right? This information, this communication, learning how to communicate better, learning how to be honest with yourself and with others and keep your boundaries. You're just doing things very differently and from a very empowered place, right? That King of Swords energy. I really love that. I think that's amazing. So I really love this message for you. I hope that this helped and I will see you guys next time. Bye.